Hi there. We are going to work on solving equations using the online calculator Desmos and how to bubble them in a bubble grid. So first thing we need to do is go into um, the internet. We need to go in and put in there desmos.com. Right here, desmos.com, and then we'll have this right here. So now, once you've done that, let's look at these problems. It says solve the equations in the calculator and bubble your answers in the grid. So I'm going to zoom in and we're going to look at this first one. On this first one, I'm going to use a dotted line where the equal sign is to balance it out. I'm going to take the left-hand side and make it its own equation. Y equals -4. Now, instead of n, I'm going to use an x. X plus 6. Then I'm going to do the same for the right-hand side over here. Y equals 8 times 2, not n, but x, minus 8. So now I have the two equations. So now I'm going to go into my calculator, and up here at the top, right here in the first space, I'm going to click and put y equals, what is this? -4 times x plus 6. Close my parentheses. Think I have that right? Yes. Now I need to put in the second equation. So I'm going to click below it. What's the next one? It says 8 times 2x minus 8. So I have y equals parenthesis, 8 times 2x plus 8. Okay, let's make sure I typed it in there correctly. So it's -4 times x plus 6, yes. Then y equals 8 times 2x. Oh, I did minus, it's what it's supposed to be, -8. Yep, I need to fix that. Let me do -8. There we go. Now, you're looking to see where the two lines intersect. You can do plus or minus to zoom in and zoom out. You can click and drag them around. Right here looks like where the two lines intersect. I'm going to click on where the two lines are, and it will give me an ordered pair showing me where the two lines intersect. So the answer is 2 and -32 where they intersect. So wait a minute, that's not our final answer though. 2 and -32. We are trying to find the x value. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. We are trying to find the x values. Well, this is the x number in an ordered pair. So my answer is x equals 2. All right, well, what am I going to do with that now? We have to go and bubble that in. So let me go down here. There it is. The answer we found was x equals +2. X equals +2. So now, when you bubble it in the first spot right here, it is saying you do plus or minus. Well, it's a positive. You can put a bubble in there for plus, but to be honest, the only time you want to use that is when you are you're doing a negative, because the more you bubble in, the more chances are you'll make things wrong. So when it's positive, all we have to do is go over here and put a 2 in the first spot and bubble in the 2. Be very careful. You don't have to do the plus if you don't want to. And really, you can put the 2 anywhere on here as long as all you do is put that number on there to recognize the 2. Okay, so let's go over here and let's do the next one. Where are we at? Right here. Here's the next one. Okay, you can pause the video and you can try and do this on your own, or take a minute to be able to do this. I'm going to go to the equal sign and draw a dashed line. There we go. Left-hand side goes into the first equation. So y equals -8 times 2 minus, instead of a, I'm going to put an x. Then the right-hand side is its own equation. Y equals 2 times 7 plus 7. Change that a to an x. Now I have my two equations to put into the calculator. So let's go over to the calculator, X out of these to get them to go away. Click back into the top box. The first equation is -8 times 2. Is that right there? Let's see if I can. Y equals -8 times, I'm going to see if I can use this up here, 2 minus x, and close my parentheses. Okay, so I think I have it. 8 times 2 minus, yes. So now I'm going to go into the next spot below it and click in it. Let's put the next one right here. 2 times 7 plus 7x. Y equals 2 times 7 plus 7x. Close my parentheses. So now, right here, I'm going to zoom out, and I'm going to move mine up, maybe zoom back in a little bit. Look where the two lines are. I'm going to click to see if I can find where they intersect, and it gives me the point right here. I'm going to click on it. It says -5 and -56. So my answer right here is -5, -56. Well, I'm trying to find my x values. So my answer is right here. X equals -5. Now we need to make sure we know how to bubble it in. So let me go down here to the bubble in chart that we have. Let's see, moving this down. Right here, we said x equals -5. So how do we bubble that in? Well, see in this first column right here, it's a plus or a minus. I'm going to put a negative and a 5. I'm going to write those in there. I have to bubble in the negative. I told you on the last one, on the plus, on a positive, you don't really have to do it. A negative, you have to. So we have negative and 5, and that's all that we have to do to be able to bubble it in. Okay, well now let's look at the next problems. And I'm going to go over here to this one. Take a minute and try and do this one on your own, and then come back and see how you did. At the equal sign, I'm drawing a dotted line. I'm going to make my first equation right here. Y equals 2 times x minus 3 plus 4. Now I didn't use n, I'm replacing it with an x, and that's fine. So now on the right-hand side, y equals 10 times x minus 8 minus 2x. Here are our two equations. Now we need to put them into the calculator. So when I go into the calculator, exit out to clear out what we did before, click into the top one, and I'm going to put y equals. So let's see what the first one was. 2 times x minus 3 plus 4. So 2 times x minus 3 plus 4. Let me make sure I did it right. Very important. Yes. 2 times x minus 3 plus 4. So now I'm going to click below it, and I'm going to go and try and put this next one in there. 10 times x minus 8. Y equals 10 times x minus 8, close your parentheses, and then minus 2x. Very important you make sure that you put them in there correctly. You double check them before you go on. Now I need to find where the two lines intersect. If you see, I don't see them intersecting. So I'm going to move my lines. I'm going to move my screen till I see where they intersect. I see they intersect right here. I'm going to click on that. There is my ordered pair, 13, 24. So 13, 24. Now, I'm looking for the x value, which is right here. So my answer is x equals 13. So now, how do we go in and bubble that in? Well, let me go down to the bubble in grid. There we go. I have x equals 13. It is a positive. I don't need to fill in this first one. I'm going to put a 1 and a 3 and bubble in 1, 3 for 13, and that's all I need to do. Okay, let's go and do the last one, which is number 4 right here. So you can pause the video, try and do it yourself, and then we'll come back and see how you did. At the equal sign, drawing a dotted line, I'm going to take the first part and put that in it first. So that right there, it's going to say y equals all of that. Then the right-hand side, y equals. You don't always have to rewrite it, okay? Because I know that as we go along, you're not going to rewrite it. We're just going to put it in the calculator. So go to the calculator, exit out, click in here. Let's put in there 3 times x minus, let's see here, y equals 3 times, what was that? 1 minus 6x, I think. I hope so. Yeah, 1 minus 6x, and then minus 9 times 1, minus 9 times 1, minus, let me double check, minus 2x. All right, that was a long one, so I'm going to make sure. 3 times 1 minus 6x, yes, minus 9 times 1 minus 2x. Now I'm going to click in the next box below and put in there the other one, which is negative 2x plus 5x. Y equals negative 2x plus 5x. Now that I have the two equations right here, let's see. I'm going to look and see where the two lines intersect. I'm trying to make sure here. 3, negative 8. Oh, yep. So I'm going to click where the two lines intersect. Negative 2, negative 6. That is our answer. So I have negative 2, negative 6. The x number is our answer. So our answer is x equals negative 2. So now let's go in and make sure we know how to bubble that in. If I go down here below, the answer is x equals negative 2. Remember, negative 2, I'm going to fill this in here. There's my negative. Make sure you bubble in the negative and the 2. And this way you can bubble those in and have those answers correct. Hope that helped.